After the siege, the Freedom Riders gathered at Dr. Harris's house. This was one of the largest houses in the black community in Montgomery, and it's an amazing scene. Nothing like it had ever quite happened in the history of the movement before, where you have young and old leaders sort of sequestered in this house, talking about the philosophy of the movement, the strategy, what to do next. And part of this involves the relationship between the riders, between the Freedom Rides and Dr. King.
We met with the students some 4 hours last evening and discussed many matters concerning the whole Freedom Ride and the goals ahead. And it was a unanimous feeling of all of the students present that the Freedom Ride should and must continue.
There were a number of students and riders who wanted Martin King to go on the ride with them. So there were major discussions and a lot of heat, I think, even anger, at Dr. Harris's house during the night and the next day. The folk who were pushing him to go were wanting to use him because he was the spokesperson and symbol of the struggle, and they wanted that to give them some kind of media edge.
He refuses, and he claims that he can't go because he's on probation. And many of these young people are on probation 3 or 4 times over. You know, they've been arrested many more times than he has, and they can't understand this reluctance.
The SNCC kids fully expected that King was going to be on the bus with them to Jackson, Mississippi, and were really crestfallen that he wouldn't. And that's when they started calling him mockingly DeLaude.
To refer to Dr. King, as some people did, the Lord, was being facetious, sarcastic, that he was bigger than any of us.
When he was explaining why he wouldn't go on the Freedom Rides, kind of compared himself to Jesus in the sense of seeing himself as a person facing crucifixion. I think he lost a certain amount of stature among some of the students, and I think it fed into some of the splits that would come.
That didn't mean that they turned their backs on him by any means. He's still a revered and beloved figure, but he was revealed to have feet, well, maybe of clay.